prayer. David's prayer. David prayed, y'all. We got to pray too.
Amen. Amen.
There ever was a time when we need to pray. It is certainly during this time. We need to pray without ceasing. You know why? It's because the devil is so busy. He never stops.
Amen.
The devil came about, where you been, say, going to and fro. Seeing what I can stir up. There's always somebody stirring something going on. Sure. And we see, we have our plan. But sometimes, God has a bigger vision and plan for us than we believe for ourselves. In 1980, after I got out of the military, I wanted to go to dental school. I wanted to become a dentist. So I enrolled at Savannah State University. I was stationed at Fort Stewart when I got out over near Savannah, Georgia, about 30 miles from Savannah. So I got out. After I got out, I went ahead and enrolled right in school, started using that GIB. And I said, I got to get these courses so I can get into dental school. That was my goal. So it took me about a year and a half. And I applied for dental school. I got accepted into a summer program at Meharry Medical College. Went in, did good, and they told me I could be accepted. But then there was a little catch. I couldn't get no financial aid. Okay. Couldn't find no money nowhere. Okay. Well, I take that back. I could find some money. But it was from Chase Manhattan Bank. And they wanted 20% interest. The way I figured it was going to be at least $100,000 for me to, and that was just pretty much tuition, not including room and board. So, having an undergraduate degree in accounting, and I ran the numbers and stuff, it didn't sound like a good deal to me. It sounded like I was going to be chained with debt the rest of my life. I tried the military to see if they would give me a scholarship, and I'd go back in, as a dentist. That didn't work out. I tried I tried the Army. Then I tried other branches to see if they needed them. That didn't work out. So that was a year and a half of my life. I just kind of it was kind of a waste. But then again, it wasn't. Because I learned a lot of things during that time. So then I said, okay, well, since I can't do that, went back to school and then worked on my master's and got that. So that helped. But the lesson I learned was God had something else for me. That dentistry thing, if it hadn't been for me, God would have opened the door up for me. Somebody from somewhere would have offered some money. But I don't think that's the vision that God had for me at that time. And I look back now at how the redirection in my life put me in to complete my destiny and give me all the things I hoped I would have. And so I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful that God has a vision for better things for us than we have for ourselves. And it must hurt him when we don't understand that. Because I know, when you want better for your children than your children want for themselves, that's a hurting thing. It's a very hurting thing. But we thank God that he loves us enough to give us his best. And that's what he promised us. So in this particular lesson here, we see David was, this kind of picks up where David was told by God that he wouldn't build the temple. David would not build the temple, but that, his son would, his son being Solomon. So, David could have been mad. He could have been upset. You know how it is when we don't get what we want sometimes. And mom and dad, y'all never give us nothing we want, right, kids? When there's one thing, you don't never give us nothing we want. But then, David was mature enough to realize, he looked back on his life, and that's what we have to do sometime, on this journey. He looked back over his life and saw how God brought him from out there in that field as a shepherd, watching over sheep. God anointed him, promised him he would be king. 40 years later, he's sitting on the throne as the king of Israel. so many battles. He had defeated all his enemies. So many people were trying to come after him, but yet God had sustained him through it. And when David looked back on all that, he said, fine. And the Lord told him, you know, that the Savior was coming through his line. Then David basically said, oh, Lord, you've been so good to me. Why are you so good? What makes me so special? Let me ask the children, do y'all ever tell mom and dad, y'all too good to me? Y'all give me too many things. Y'all ever say that? Y'all give me too much, right? No, y'all don't say that. So it was an amazing act of humility for David to realize that God had been so good to him and was blessing him, you know, throughout generations through a Savior. For him to realize that, hey, I'm still going to be humble because God has been with me. I thank him. It ain't like that Janet Jackson song, what have you done for me lately? It ain't that kind of thing. We can't have that kind of attitude and expect God's best. But we can always pray and ask God for things, and those things that surround us reminds us of God's blessing. I know in my case it does. And his goodness. So even when you're down, and I think everybody gonna have some times when you spiritually kind of beat up and you're a little bit downhearted, have a, you know, what we call the blues or something like that. You can look around and see God's blessing with you. You can think back like David did. And then realize that God is still with you no matter what you're going through. That should be enough to carry you through this journey. It should always be enough. And then he always says, pray for strength. You pray for strength. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started with our scriptures here. First will be verses 16 through 22. David acknowledged God's goodness and declared the Lord was Israel's God.
And David the king came and sat before the Lord and said, who am I, O Lord God, and what is my house that thou hast brought me hither? And verse 17, and yet this was a small thing in thy eyes, O Lord, O God, for thou hast also spoken of thy servant house for a great while to come, and hasten to God me according to the state of a man of high degree, O Lord God. But David speak more to thee for the honor of thy servant, for thou knowest thy servant. O Lord, thy servant's sake, and according to thy own heart hast thou done all this greatness, and making known all these great things. O Lord, here, O Lord, there is none like thee, neither is there any God beside thee, according to all that we have heard with our ears. And what the one nation in the earth is like the people of Israel, whom God went to redeem, to be his own people, to make thee a name of greatness and terribleness by driving out nations from before thy people, whom thou hast hasted redeemed out of Egypt. For thy people Israel didst thou make thy own people forever, and thou, Lord, becomest thy God.
Amen. You know, David, his relationship with God and his courage has always been something I thought about, you know, as I was a child or going through in life, because sometimes you run into situations that will remind you of certain things that happened in the Bible. You know, I think about, you know, in a situation where I was in where, you know, some powerful people were kind of like trying to come after me at one time. I felt like I was David going up against Goliath. And the Lord delivered me from that situation. He will. So his relationship with God was a model for us to use today. He made mistakes, but he repented. He didn't make the same mistake twice. He got back in God's good graces when he realized that he had stepped out of bounds and had done wrong. In this lesson where David is actually speaking to God, David had a desire to do a lot of great things to honor God because of God's goodness to him. That is a thing that we should have too. I mean, that my gratefulness is what motivates me to get up and come to church, to worship the Lord. My gratefulness to him motivates me to try and do good things to help other people. My gratefulness to him helps me to be a better father, to be a better officer in the church. It's all about him. When God is at the center of your life, which he should be, and I'm sure it is for all of you, you know, it'll make you want to do good things. Because you can't do enough to repay him for all he's done for us. None of us ever can. But we can certainly do good things in his name. And we can certainly come out and praise him. We can certainly worship him with our tithes and our offerings. These are things that should be automatic because he is more than worthy. And David realized these things in his heart. Even though he was a king, he became so humble in the presence of God. And I think that's what God really admired from him for many reasons. You know, God anointed him when he was just a boy. But God knew that David was going to be faithful and would carry out his wishes. And that's what helped him to be positioned where he was. He was given the blessing because his heart was right with God. He was always seeking after God's goodness and trying to do what thus said the Lord. He was a good leader. He showed appreciation to people. After he became anointed, you know, he sent for somebody from Jonathan's house. He wanted to bring somebody from him to pass that blessing along to others. And I think that's such a noble act. You know, he built bridges with people. And to me, that's what great leadership does. It builds bridges. It unifies people, brings people together. You can't have true love if you don't have true unity. Right? We all got to focus on God's word. That's what it's all about. So in our scripture here, we see, just to go through a couple of them, where it says in verse 17, who am I? Verse 16, who am I, O Lord God? And what is mine house that thou hast brought me hitherto? Well, David knew at this point that God had promised him many things, that a Savior would come through his lineage. And so, with that, you know, he began, Lord, why are you so good to me? You chose me before I even before I even knew all these things. But David had faith too. That faith pleased God. He had faith from a young age. When he went up against Goliath, you filthy Philistine, you're going to talk about my God. He's going to deliver you to me this day. And David took him out. Everybody else was scared. Everybody else was scared. Nobody wanted to take on Goliath. He was just talking smack against everybody. Then everybody comes. All the men was getting hit. The little scrawny boy, probably 14, 15 years old at the time. Got him 3 rocks in the slingshot. Took him out. But David trusted in the Lord. He knew it wasn't just him. He knew the Lord was going to do it. You know, with that kind of faith, there's nothing we can't accomplish. That's the kind of faith it takes to make it through life. Holding on to God's unchanging hand is that innocent. That's what we have to do. Verse 17 says, O God, for thou hast also spoken of thy servant for a great while to come. The Lord kept on blessing me, and has regarded me according to the state of man, a high degree, O Lord. You elevated me, Father, in the sight of the Father. You gave me the highest honor that a man can have, a Savior coming through my lineage. Verse 18, what can David speak more to for the honor of thy servant? For thou knowest thy servant. Yet the Lord said he knew his heart. And David was humble, saying, I'm undeserved. I just did what you told me to do, Lord. But there's so much power in doing what the Lord tells you to do. verse 21, it says, and one nation in the earth is like that people, Israel, whom God went to redeem to be his own people. David proclaimed, at that time, Israel was the only place that was really worshiping God. So David proclaimed God as the God of everything. And he saw to it that God was probably, when he brought the Ark of the Covenant there to Israel, well, those blessings followed. Those blessings followed. So great things were happening all around him. And he was just overwhelmed by God's goodness and mercy. So he became humble, continually seeking praise to God. A great example of how we should be today. As I said, we can't do enough to repay God for his goodness, but we can sure praise him. And David thanked the Lord for everything. David declared that Israel for Israel, God was the only true God. Well, David knew that there were other false gods that people in surrounding nations were worshiping. But David knew, based on what God had done for him, that he was with the true God. And that is what he was telling the children of Israel, that we have the true God on our side. So if he's with us, who can be against us? And that's what we have to keep in mind today. God had used Israel to glorify his name in all the actions that he had done in front of other nations. Even with the Ark of the Covenant, when it was captured in battle and stuff, people were dying from touching and stuff like that. God's word was so powerful, they became afraid. So in some place, when it was in the right hands, the Ark of the Covenant caused a family to prosper. And all the neighbors and everybody around was blessed. But when it was with the hands of those people who were worshiping, other gods and stuff, they were dying. It was killing them. They became so afraid. So it's important. Go ahead.
Just looking at David didn't get the big head.
Never.
Sometimes people get everything going their way, and I got it going on. But see, David knew who God was.
Exactly.
David knew where all his goodness and everything was coming from, and what God was going to do for him in the future. The thing is, sometimes we get going, things getting going pretty good for me. You know how we stick our chest out. I did this, not doing all this, and we take the credit for stuff we don't need to be taking credit for. And I'm so grateful that David followed carefully what God telling him to do. And the biggest thing about God, favor. You have to beat that favor. And God got you. And when you stand in what God said to do. Now you mess up. You see what happens when you mess up? Then you try to get off the track, and ain't nothing coming your way that way. But you gotta get yourself cleaned up, get back in the rut where he told you to go. And see that favor is still on his life.
Pastor says, you can't tell her nothing. We get $5, gain £5. Can't tell us nothing. But, as she said, David, he understood the importance of having God's favor upon his life. Go ahead.
And David realized that God brought him from heaven to son.
Exactly.
He was a cheap bird. And he prayed God for bringing him from the lowest to the lowest, and made him king.
Exactly.
And then what God did for us, we just follow. All things, we got to aim in God. We can't just keep, turning our back on King David, turning his back. He went through a whole lot.
Yes, he did.
And he followed, like you were saying, and then, nowadays we got a lot of stuff revealed to us in the Bible. Because David didn't have.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Look at it. So now, God do things for all of it. These things continue to do. Right now today, and just like the Israelite folks, they went all off the chain and everything. They stuck by it because they made a promise. We made a promise to God and break it in 5 minutes. That's not that wrong. Now God made a promise. He don't care. I mean, look at the Israelite folks, all that stuff they did. He said, "You gonna be my people." Yes. It was a remnant that he still hanging on and believed that he made it great as it went on. So,
David's example should be one for every Christian father to follow. Because, you know, when God was with him, and, you know, when God's Spirit had left him, he actually wrote one of the Psalms. I forget what number it was. But he realized that, hey, I need the Spirit of God with me more than I need anything else. You know, one of the hymns say, I cannot live in sin and feel the Savior's love. That is so true. You got to be right with God for his favor to be there with you. You know? And how we live, it does matter. It really does matter. And David knew that. And he knew not to get the big head no matter how high he got. Don't get the big head. You know, because God is the one. I hear people talk about, you know, I made it by my bootstraps. Everybody need to make it by your own bootstraps or rise up by your own bootstraps. Yeah, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. And a self-made man, self-made woman. No, none of that. None of that. It's foolish. God is the one who gives you the ability to do all these things. God is the one that gives you health and knowledge. God is the one who gives you strength. So you can't just be doing, you know, saying me, and not giving God his credit. And then expect him to be with you. God expects us to praise him and to share his goodness with others. And to me, that's not a whole lot to do. That's not asking for a whole lot. That's like, you know, all right, Pastor, I'll give you $100 if you give me $2. Okay. You take that deal every day, twice on Sunday.
Matter of fact, I give you 30 for
That's
every
right.
month.
That's right. You take that deal every day.
All day.
Yeah. And that's what God has so little of us. Just to trust him, to serve him, live according to his word, and to tell others about his goodness. That's all we got to do. That's all we have to do.
David did. Psalm 23.
That's right, 23rd Psalm. That's right. That's it. Because you want that goodness and mercy to follow you all the days of your life. And at the end, you know, it's all about dwelling in the house of the Lord. Well, that's what this walk is all about. Any other comments?
I'd like to say something, Brother Stephen.
Go ahead, sister.
If I may, please. Good morning,
Good
everybody.
morning.
I just, I thought about something that I heard a gentleman say he was a concrete baby, and I didn't understand it, so he kind of explained it to me, that he had to grow up in the city, and he didn't use the outhouses and stuff like, you know, they used back in the old days and all, and, you know, I wasn't raised here, just raised here all my life. I moved here in 1975 and finished school and all, and I never picked cotton, but I was telling him, I said, you know, I never done these things, pick cotton and all that stuff. I said, but orange sacks and apple, you know, pails in front of me, carrying oranges to the thing, you know, but my point is, when I look back, we used to live over there across from Friendship, our old house over there. And I can remember it used to get so cold in that house until you take your bath, you know, in a foot tub right there by the fireplace because it was too cold in other parts of the house. And I know the lady next door, she have asked me, she said, ooh, girl, what in the world are you doing over there hooping in the house? But when I look back, where God has brought me from, I don't even need nobody to tell me nothing. Because I can shout about it and praise God all by myself. And I look at David, and I know David just wanted to do something. Because God had done brought him from a long way, just like he done brought me from a mighty long way. Living in a house where it's so cold, all, you know, you and your children in the same room where fire going all night long. And now you're living in a house where all you got, it's too hot in here, I got to turn this thing down. You know, we forget about where God done brought us from. And see, when I just take a peek back there sometimes, and just think about where he done brought me from. No, I didn't pick cotton. But them orange sacks, if you ever know anything about an orange sack, them things so heavy on your shoulder, and And you can find the trail would lead you all the way to the tub when I had to take my knee and lift it up and throw the oranges over in there. Being a little girl. But boy, when you look back where God done brought you from, you know, and I'm sure that David he just wanted to do something. So this morning I done put on 3 pair of stockings, they tore up. Had to take my brother to the nursing home. I'm getting aggravated now. I said, devil, you lie. I know it's something there for me today. I got to go. I changed them stockings and put on more, and I'm here because I need the presence of the Lord to be around my family people where I can just be in the presence of the Lord, because when you look back at all God has done for you, all he's done for me, I can just speak for myself. I just thank him. And I know David just wanted to do something, build a house and do something. So see, even though I don't feel too good today, I still have to be in the presence of God. I want to let him know that I just thank him. He knows whether you do or not, but I want to let him know that I just appreciate you, Lord.
Amen. And you know, when I woke up this morning, thinking about this last Sunday in 2019, I started thinking back on folks that I know and love that has gone on this year. It just made me, when I got up out of that bed, the first thing that was on my mind was getting to church, reviewing the lesson, because I thank him. And like you say, I know what it is. You know, we pretty much all kind of grew up in that same way. But that's why I don't understand why these pews ain't full. God done did so much for all of us. If we had the attitude of David, that's why it should be full. Because, you know, you can't play with God, you know. You know, the Lord giveth and the Lord will take away. You know. So a lot of folk, they had to come back down a peg or two before they actually know the importance of being here. But I just thank God that I can just look back and see, like you said, I was out there actually picking cotton, chopping peanuts, plowing mule, all that stuff. All that stuff, digging potatoes, you name it, pretty much I did it. You know, but I thank God for it, and I think the purpose was, it put an attitude of determination in me that helped me to accomplish the thing that I accomplished. Because it certainly made me unafraid to work. I remember when I got my first job at a warehouse, man, it was air conditioned. Shoot, I thought I was at home here complaining about work. I was getting all the overtime I could. It's air conditioning, I could work forever. But you know, we have to realize and remember what God has done for us. So to finish this, let's go ahead and verse 23 to 27.
Therefore now, Lord, let the things that thou hast spoken concerning thy servant and concerning his house be established forever, and do as thou hast said. Let it even be established, that thy name may be magnified forever. Say, the Lord of hosts is the God of Israel, even a God of Israel, to Israel. And let the house of David, thy servant, be established before thee. For thou, O my God, hast told thy servant that thou wilt build him an house. Therefore, thy servant hath found in his heart to pray before thee. And now the Lord, thou art God, hath promised this goodness unto thy servant. Now therefore, let it please thou thee to bless the house of thy servant, that it may be before thee forever. For thou hast blessed us, O Lord, and let it shall be blessed forever. Blessed forever.
So here we have David was telling the Lord, thank you. You promised to save me. Let it be as you have said. Let your word come through. I thank you so much for what you have spoken to me. And I'm looking forward to it coming out because I trust you, Lord. I look at those things to be as if they are now. That's what trust is all about. And David was so happy to have the Lord to say these things because he know God was going to keep his word. How did he know that? When he was anointed, he had to wait almost 40 years to become king. But he waited. Even though Saul came after him, he didn't do anything. He tried to get out of his way, but he knew that you don't kill God's anointed. So David was obedient. And you know, it's such a you know, it's like when Santa Claus, you tell Santa Claus, when he asks you, you been a good girl, what do y'all say? Yeah, that's right, you're going to say I've been good, so you'll be worthy to get what he going to bring to you, right? Yeah, it's the same way with us grown folk. We're supposed to be that way. When we know we've done what God has asked us to do, we should have an expectancy toward the Lord. And we should expect for him to keep his word. Tell him I've been faithful. I've done what you said, Lord. Please give me this. And he said he'll give you the desire of your heart. Okay? So that ought to encourage all of us going into 2020. If we have been on the same level as David, if we have not had the same mind as David, let us go into 2020 with a mind like David. Have an attitude of gratitude. Because if you got an attitude of gratitude, you ain't got time to be mad at nobody. You ain't got time to be fussing at nobody. You know, God been good to you. Focus on him. When we focus on him and forget about ourselves and all the other food that's going on, we focus on him, we can't help but be happy. Because he is so good to all. I thank y'all so much for your attention.
Amen.
Thank you, Deacon Forte.
Amen.
We really appreciate you doing an outstanding job with our Sunday school lesson this morning. First of all, before we even start, I'd just like to say good morning to everyone. Good morning. How's everyone this morning? Good. This is the last Sunday of the year. We won't see another Sunday this year. And I'm not going to try to really do an overview of the lesson, but I'm going to hit you in the gut. So you can get ready. You know, back in the day, we would go around and you would flinch up and say, come on, hit me. And you'll be ready for the lick. So what I just did was, I just let you know I'm finna hit you in the gut. I started to say that. Now, I'm just, Deacon Forte said that David was an example that we all should follow. Is that correct? Do you all agree with that? Do you all agree with that? Yes. Y'all like you're scared to say it. Somebody saying I don't want to say that. I think I'm setting myself up for something.
Come on here.
So now, David, as being one that we should all follow, we talk about being grateful. David wanted to build God a house. Why did he want to build God a house? Because God had been so good to him. David is saying, I want to do more for God. Are y'all seeing it? We need to be more like God, right? I mean, like David, right? So David is saying, look where you done brought me from. I was out tending sheep. You brought me from being a sheep tender and placed me in the position of being a king. So now, David felt as though he was unworthy of the position that he held. So David, gratitude, and when we talk about gratitude, David's gratitude was to do more for God. Y'all ain't getting this, are you? David's gratitude was to do more for God. We coming out of 2019. God has blessed us in 12 years to move here, and we have paid for the building that God has given, and God has given us some land. And do you know what we done said this year? I think we're giving God too much time. I think we need to cut back on our time that we give give God. David said, I need to do more for God. We say, I need to do less. You say, why the pews is empty? Because God is so good to us, I ain't got time to come out to that house now. Because God know my heart. I got to stay home now and rub on this beautiful car that he done gave me, to live in this nice house that he done gave me, and to get dressed in these nice clothes that he done gave me, and I don't have time for God. But you know what? I love the Lord, and God is the head of my life. For 12 years, Truelove, we've been trying to get away from tradition. To come to the Lord and be in a hurry. Matter of fact, we should want to be in his presence more. But we said, I think we're giving him too much. David, when he went to bring the ark, I wonder did he tell the people, listen, y'all hurry up now, we need to hurry and get this here, because I need to go and do so and so. Or was he giving God all that he had? We coming out of 2019 saying, let's cut back on him a little bit. When I don't feel well, Lord, I ain't got time for you. I need to be by myself. When I'm being attacked, Lord, I ain't got time for you. When I'm going through, Lord, I ain't got time for you. But we need to be more like David. David said, the Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. We need to be more like David, but I think that we're doing a little too much for God right now. I have to come to church too much. I have to go to church 52 times a year. I be in church over 3 hours sometimes, and I feel like 2 or 3 hours, and this is why a lot of times people don't worry about coming to Sunday school. They won't worry about getting to church at 11. But if I can just get there time enough before the preacher get up, so I know then I won't be there but about 30 or 40 minutes, because I think that's enough time for me to give God. But what about when God give it us? Oh, David said, I'm living in a house made of cedar. We live in houses of bricks. But God, oh yeah, God, I love you, but I don't need to be giving you 4 or 5 hours out of that one day. That's too much. That 1 hour Bible study makes you out of yourself. We need to be more like David, is that right?
All right.
Oh. Gratitude to David was not to be in a hurry, to get away from God, but to be in a hurry to get to God. If I just get there in time, I'll be all right. I think one of our problems is we say that we're grateful. But I think one of our problems is we feel like we deserve what God gives us. I think one of our problems is we feel like we even deserve more. He ain't giving us enough. And I think sometimes we feel like when we come to the house of the Lord to praise, to give worship, but also to grow in the Lord so that we can be better representatives of Him, we got what we call enough. So are we religious to come? Are we expressing the salvation that David is telling us about, that we talked about this morning when we said we need to be more like David? David wanted to do more for God. What do we want to do? Any question or comment? David loved his God. And God loved his David. I know I'm unworthy. I don't have to wonder, am I worthy of a calling that God has placed on me? No, I'm not. not worthy. But he chose me, just like he chosen you. For whatever position you in, you're not worthy, but God has chosen you. And because he chosen me, I cannot do enough for God. I can't. And you know, we all should feel just like that. How can you do too much for a God that died in your place? I remember times you didn't go out to eat on no Sunday because there wasn't no place to eat. Your food got warmed up at home because mama had cooked Saturday because she said we don't cook on Sunday, we warm up our food. But that dollar bill had made it to the point where ain't nothing we give for God. Man, I got to open up my business. I need the money. I got to go spend the money because I want to get something to eat and I need to make sure. I'm going to give God a little bit. I'm going to give him a little bit. But I feel like I'm going to give him as much as I want to have. True love. As good as God is to us that we done seen. And now, we want to start backing up on it. True love. Be good to it. We don't need to back up. We need to be like David. What can I do? How can I get closer? Lord, how can I spend more time in your prayer? Lord, what can I do in this ministry that maybe we can lift you up and you draw more souls unto you? Lord, what can I do? Can I be faithful over these few things? Can I be faithful over the few things? I'm going to show you just how few of the things is. Brother Forte, Al, he took it up on himself and started putting out ministry on YouTube. It's somebody somewhere that we don't know nothing about. Never seen him before, never heard of him. That look for what you do. You do. That's your ministry. God gave it to you. You say, oh, I just come up with it. That's what I thought. No. God gave it to you. If you get upset and you're not here, then the ministry he gave you, where is it? That's a Sunday that somebody be looking for you to. They say, oh, they're not there this Sunday. Deacon, usher, it don't make no difference what position. Just remember, you grow from one place to the next. But how can we grow from one place to the next if we're not faithful in the place that he has us? Grateful. Gratitude. Show him how much you love him. That's what David did. The only place we ever come, I got to do, that we ever heard, is to the house of God. And we say we're the people of God. And the people of God leave out the house of God, go to a ball game. It ain't got to be high school, college. It don't make no difference what it is. Football, basketball, I don't care. Sports, period. And that's the only place we ain't in no hurry. But when it comes to God, don't we want to do more? Or do we want to do less? Do you want your blessing to be more abundantly? Or do you want them to start to diminish? What do we want? He said, you draw nigh to me. He said, I'll draw nigh to you. 2020 is a new year. Sometimes we part-time with God. Sometimes we sometime with God. And depending on how I feel, or determine if I'm going to even be with God in it. Well, I know. Well, I pray at home. I do all my thing at home. I know. I just don't know what scripture you base that on. As being people of God, what we do should be based on the word of God, not on our feelings. That's how Jacob was betrayed. I mean, Isaac was betrayed by his feelings. It felt like Esau, but he heard the truth. You sound like Jacob. We hear the truth, but we still go on our feelings. Come on, Deacon.
You know, like David, you know, I'm speaking for myself. You know, David became mature as he went through. Everything God did for him, you know, he realized God done it. He put more effort into being with God. And then, you know, and like the David time, you know, as far as me, you know, and I say, you know, trying to get away with God, I want to spend time with God. But it's the people that you are wrong sometimes. Makes you want to do it because I feel like I'm not strong as I should be. When I'm living with these kind of people, the religious kind of people, you know what I'm saying? The religious kind of people that sit among these folks in unified. Most people mature though, just like they, you know, the folks who go together. But when you see people not doing that, then that would maybe deter you. You know, when I get a point that I can't stand my ground with those type of people, I be saying, you know, I need to get out among them, not God. Because those kind of people will, you know what I'm saying, I'm weak to a point, they brought me up. You understand what I'm saying? And then they don't realize the effect that they have on the person that really trying to get to God for real. Because of the damn plan, you know, and all this other stuff that's going on in different places, different areas and whatnot. So, you know, as I grow, I want to grow and be strong. Then I find my weak spots. So I have to, you know, kind of like dissipate for that moment. Because, you know, this God been to me, it just hurt me to see how people call around with God. And I'm seeing this stuff. You understand what I'm saying? And it should be that because God been good to all of it. But I realize what He's done for me. And when I see another person slacking God around, knocking around, and you know, get me excited, so I don't know, you know what I'm saying, I got the main thing, so I might just get on out and say, okay, that's enough for that day. And come back the next day, hoping people to change. But you know, on somebody to change is God. We confess, but we don't want God to possess. You know what I'm saying? I'm not confessing to God, but I don't want God to possess me to do the right thing. I'm fighting against it, and you know, sometimes it's better to leave and you know, express yourself to people because they just talk about me, yada. But see, I know where I'm at. And you know, I'm trying to get strong every day, but sometimes people can, you know, stabilize me, in other words. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, we have to take a break from people, not God. Because people need to stop fighting, stop praying, because it's a serious business when you come up in the house of God. You leave that other stuff outside and deal with, you know what I'm saying? Now, that's just me. I'm just speaking, you know, I'm just trying to be truthful about it. You know, if I felt like that, if I done that. I can't speak for nobody.
Is there an athlete singer? Ever been? You ain't got to be now. Have you ever been an athlete? Yeah. You're an athlete. So the Cromwell, the only person ever be in any kind of athletic sports. Okay. So I'm going to just deal with you, Sir Cromwell, because you had your hands up high. You know, everybody dealt with some sports in here, which I know that's not true. But since you all don't want to raise your hand because you feel like you're getting a setup again. If you've been athlete, did you have to practice?
Yes, sir.
You know, just a little bit though. You didn't have to practice much.
Yeah, I was gifted.
Huh?
Yes, I was gifted, not much, but yes.
I'm gonna have to quit talking to you. I'm gonna talk to stay long. Because the reason I'm asking about the practice thing is because I was an athlete, and we used to practice a lot. But now the thing with me was that I was a short athlete. And the game that I was playing was a place for giants. So basketball was a game that I played. And being a basketball player, when the other player got through practice, they done took a shower. They finna leave. Do you know what I was still doing? Practicing. Why do you think I was still practicing? Because I'm short. But I want to be respected. I wanted to be not just a player. I want to be one of the players that you're going to be coming to say, watch that little short one right there. Watch that little one right there. You better watch him. And I knew that I had to practice more than everybody else. It's the same, but I had a reputation for fighting. And come to find out, I was pretty much the smallest person. But you know what they're saying? You can find the bigger ones, so better watch that little one. When everybody else was doing other things, I was at home practicing on what? Fight. How to get up. Yeah, practicing. If I get slammed, how quick can I get to my feet? How can I go with the flow of something and roll and get? I had to practice. What I'm getting at right here. The reason I was competitive because I practiced more than everybody else. How can we be better with Christ? It's not with us not getting more. We got to have more. It's not with us getting less is what I'm getting to. Because it's like a bank account. If you put in $5, ain't no need for you to go down there asking the people for $100. Are you understanding what I'm trying to make a point here? When it's time for us to make withdrawals from God, we need to be to put in. I can't stand on a word that I don't know. I can't do understanding that I don't have. I can't have faith that's weak. So I got to put in order to get out. That's what David is telling us. This is why David said, the Lord is my shepherd. Lord created me. The right spirit. He said, don't you take your spirit away from me. David said, Lord, I'll do anything. Just take your spirit away from me. That's my fear. Don't you take your spirit away from me, because I know if I don't have your spirit, I'm nothing. I was nothing before it, and I'll be nothing without it. But how can the spirit grow in me when I don't want to practice? Davon, y'all don't practice, do you? You just go to game, right? Huh? Y'all practice. You got height, man. You got height. I believe you kind of like your mom. I think you might have some ability that's just natural. So why would you go practice, Davon? You tall, man. Huh? Get better. Why you want to be better? Hey, aren't you good enough? You can get better. But why would you want to get better? What I'm getting at, aren't you good enough? You're not. Because you're looking to college, aren't you? Maybe, maybe not. But if you do decide to go to college, you're going to have to be better. With Christ, do we want to be better? Well, we just, hey, it's good enough. I mean, it's just something for us to ask ourselves. Coming out of 2019, we won't meet no more this year. No Sunday this year. So you ask yourself, going into 2020, am I good enough? This is where I want to stay right here. I'm good with this right here. But do I want to be better? And guess what? Every individual is on them. You know, I'll tell you how you can practice on how to fight. Because now, if a joker got the best of him, I'm looking for him. It might be 2 or 3 weeks I'm looking for him. And you know what I tell him when I see him? Try that little stuff you tried last time. Do you know why I'm saying try that little stuff you tried last time? Because, boy, I got something for you today. I've been practicing. This is a new day, and I'm waiting on you to try that what you tried last time. Try that today. You know what? See, y'all not getting what I'm saying. The devil been attacking us all through 2019. Do you hear what I'm saying? But to see if I stay just where I am, he's going to continue to attack. But to see if I start to practice, if I start to get that word down in me, and I start to live by that word, when he attacks, I'm going to bring other stuff he brought last time. And then we can show him what to do with it through the word of God. But we got to practice. Any question, comments? Go ahead, David.
Pastor David carried the Lord with him through all aspects of his life.
That's correct.
All aspects of his life. And that's what we, you know, when he was in battle as king, in all aspects of his life. And there's always room for us to improve in our life, you know. David went to the tabernacle too when he spoke to God. That's what God visited him. And also he sang hymns to God and praised him. And that's what I really like about him. How he incorporated God's word in his entire life. He gave God praise all the time. And you can never praise God enough. In any time, in any situation, anywhere.
Keep in mind, David was a man just like you and I.
Absolutely.
David had to grow in every aspect of his life to do that.
Absolutely.
He even had to grow when he was sitting up on top of the building looking down at another man while he take a bath.
Yes, he did. He made mistakes.
You know, he made a bigger. So that's what I'm getting at. David made mistakes, but David grew.
Exactly.
See, this is what I'm trying to get us to see. We got to continue to grow until we leave here.
Absolutely.
We got to get stronger and stronger and stronger because our attacks gonna get stronger and stronger and stronger.
Amen.
David's sin caused a lot of problems upon him. It tore up his whole family. Sin brings problems, but it made David get closer to God. Not away from it. He started to seek it more. That's why you say, why he's seeking it. This is what we should be doing all the time, seeking God. I can't pray enough. I can't study enough. I can't teach enough. I can't preach enough. And I'm just as human as you are. I done been here when I couldn't even wear my prosthesis. People tell my pain, I come in here on pain. Me and pain partner. It seems like because he stayed with me. Matter of fact, when I get up in the morning, and very few times that I wake up, oh Lord, thank you. I don't have no pain this morning. So, if my situation gonna determine whether I'm gonna be faithful or not, faithful as a member of the body of Christ, faithful as an officer of the body of Christ, or faithful as the overseer and under shepherd of the body of Christ, the faithfulness it should be the same. You think it's something different about the preacher? What if you come in here and you, oh man, you looking for a word. You couldn't wait to get here this Sunday morning looking for a word. What happened? Oh, he said that he's been going through some stuff. He didn't want to be by himself today. Then what did God people supposed to do? When the man of God can't be trusted because he don't feel good today, he going through some stuff. He ain't got time for y'all today. He ain't got time to do God's will today. He going through some stuff. He been attacked. The man of God not be attacked? Come on now, if you the member and you attack, what do you think he do with your head? I don't look like you know we going through nothing. That's because I get all the hand. Just like you should be. I'm sorry. collection this morning. We don't have our minutes anymore. So, with that being said, thank you again for taking up our morning collection. I have went over in Sunday school again that I said I wasn't gonna do, but I'm gonna tell you something that God did to me. The other day, I'm kind of like you, Deacon Forte. Dad whooped me. My mama whooped me many times growing up. I remember my dad whooping me one time. And that's all it took was one whoop. My dad had been whooping me. We in a hurry. He told me, no, the other night, give him what they want. But he also said, give me what I want. So if I can give you what you want, and give him what he wants first, we all good. But if I give him what he wants, and don't give you what you want, me and him, we still all good. And I don't know about nobody else, but I want me and him to be all good. Even if me and you can't be all good. Because whatever comes from him, come to you. It just comes through me. But I'm human. I'm flesh and blood just like you. I hurt like you. My feelings are hurt just like you. I'm beat down just like you. I'm ostracized. I mean, whatever you think you might go through, you take that and you take a pile of it and pile on top of yours and say, I can imagine having all of this too. Because see, I got stuff on me, and he got me on him.
Before you close, Pastor, let me say this. You know, when you talk about fighting, nobody want to carry a black eye. Look for, to get even. And my thing is true love. Somebody ain't put a black eye on true love, I got a problem. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when some of us put a black eye on true love, I got a problem. And it bothers me. It really eats at me, you know what I'm saying? Because I love my church. And when somebody punches you, you be want to go after that person, but you can't because the word of God won't let you. And I just want to say, for those that put the black eye on true love, God, you're very blessed that I ain't what I used to be, because now you about to make me go back. And it ain't good. I'm just being honest with you. Everything. We need to tighten up and get real to love. You put your foot in that woman on. Yes. Round and about. And on somebody heard yours, as I'll say.
Amen.
And we know who we are. And if you don't, I'm going to start to point. And I know that's going to cause a problem. And I ain't got no problem with, whatever the case may be, because I'm like this. I want to get into heaven and be a servant and have some crown. But now, if it comes to the point that I got to pray to God, as I'm doing something I ain't got no business, I do that too. I just want to make it in, but I want to do more than make it in. But now, this black eye thing, I can't handle. I don't know how nobody else feels. Thanks, sir.
Amen. Any other comments? Yes, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just need 1.5 seconds to dig into it. I just wanted to say that, like in the way of bettering ourselves, we got to stop spoiling ourselves with the thoughts. See, we're spoiled. And like the thoughts that we have, these spoiled thoughts, that's what's making us not be better. Like we're spoiling ourselves because we fooled ourselves. So we start trying to spoil ourselves. You can better yourself.
Thank you.
I mean,